Hey, yo, it's BUTCH DAWSON, and you tuning in to FILOTV.
BUTCH DAWSON.
What's up?
The Jazz Star.
Oh!
Wake up with him, wake up with him, wake up with him, wake up with him, kicked up nigga.
What's your name, first off? Well, you just said it, but how'd you get the name BUTCH DAWSON?
So I was in the 7th grade, and I was in this program called the Comic Book Club. It was an after-school program, and that's just what just kept me busy for real. So in the program, we were supposed to learn how to make a comic book from like the beginning of the class to all the way at the end, like at the end of the year, and we'll learn how to make a comic book. So I partnered up with the homie James. Shout out to my boy James if you watching this. I love you, boy. And he was the writer and I was the illustrator, and we made our characters like our heroes and our villains. And the villain name was BUTCH DAWSON. It was just like a nigga, a lumberjack type nigga, but he had a magical axe for real, just chopping down big ass trees and shit. So fast forward, I was in this group called the 7th Floor Villains, and I wanted to rebrand myself. So it was BUTCH DAWSON, and you know, people gravitated to the name and shit.
Does it bother you when people call you by your real name?
I mean, no, it don't. I mean, like, a lot of people don't even be knowing my real name nowadays because they get so used to saying Butch. But,
I thought that was
I mean,
your real name.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I don't mind when people be calling me by my regular name. It's just got to be natural. It can't be like, oh, yeah, what's your real name about it? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's got to be natural.
And what about you, Shido? That's it. That's your
my name.
Who got the lighter? You got the lighter, Maurice?
Nah, I had used one from somebody, but I got my name. Like around the time we started hanging out,
Yeah,
a little bit.
And I can really like kind of.
I remember it
because it's like
because we was just like smoking weed, making music and shit at his mom's spot, and we had this little studio, and then they had like the pink walls or like some pink carpet or something like. Sunset.
Yeah. That's what we like. Yeah, my sister old room, and we turned it to a studio.
Yep. And, we used to watch the Boondocks in there all the time. I used to have a little afro and the
you had a little something, but it was this guy. It was this guy named Shido Brown
from the
on Boondocks. But that's like
that's where it came from.
Yeah, but it was like Shido, like it all came together. Then like it just got shortened to Shido.
No, it got shortened because I was on Twitter and thank you. I was on Twitter and some producer from Maryland had followed me, and his name was Bushido, and I wasn't going for it, so I just shortened it to Shido. And here we are today.
So how y'all meet basically? Like how y'all get y'all start like making music together? Was they like always friends and shit, or did y'all meet through music?
Yeah, it started because like I moved in the county from the city, and like I was living in Baltimore City, and then I moved to Baltimore County probably like around 2010, and I already like knew a homie out there, Brian P, who was rapping, and he was real good friends with Shido, so he bring him around like with the camera and shit like that, and that's how we always got to link up at my crib. Like my crib was like the only place where you got to smoke weed. You feel me? Like that was like my spot. You know? So we always linked there, and you know the relationship grew. We always made music or did anything like any creative shit together. You know what I'm saying? We here for real. I always got Shido with me though. Like anywhere that I'm doing, like I always want Shido. I want like somebody around to just like, you know what I'm saying, we doing this shit together, or like, you know, anything we doing, like we gonna shine for what.
So you just finished opening up for JELEEL. Crazy show for sure. We got good footage of you. Definitely great performer. What do you think the difference is, or like, so there's opening up for people, then there's throwing your own shows, right? How do you feel about the differences in it? Like, is it different requirements when you open up for somebody, or do you just got the same mindset?
It's always a different requirement, because it's like if you throwing your own show, you said throwing your own show versus like you.
Like if you headlining versus opening, like do you come out there like, yo, this is my show.
Oh, okay. So like, there's a lot of difference because there's a different role. Like for me, I feel like you always gotta like come with your best energy or come with your best approach, but the role is different. So for me, if I'm opening up for somebody, I want to make sure that I'm setting the tone. You know what I'm saying? Or like some people, they don't perform like a lot of hype songs just so like they can say that energy. Some people think like that, but also you can curate it however, but you just gotta set the tone for the headline. If you're the headliner, you know, it's just a whole different story. You doing like 45 minutes. You're not doing 15 minutes or 20 minutes. So you're really preparing for that time, and it's like it's just a whole different etiquette for real. So you really just gotta approach it differently, and like that green room is there for a reason. It's not for people to like hang out and do all this shit. You really gotta like really like get in your mood, collect your thoughts, and if that is like hanging out with a lot of niggas smoking weed doing that's what you do. But if it's by yourself, you want to do yoga, light some candles, do whatever, you gotta do that to give people like a good 45-minute set to an hour. So that's the whole difference for real.
And I just seen on Twitter recently, you said the main thing you focus on is like image, like just the visual part of everything. So can you talk about how important that is in your career and just for other artists to get like the whole image encompassed? Because, you know, some people like...
For me, like, I feel like the image thing is important because that's what a lot of like, you know, the mass see nowadays, especially social media, and like we seeing the shit. So a lot of people don't know, like, you got if you stay consistent with this shit and give people like a very developed story of like, you know, your artist development and like how people can like put the imagery with the music, you know, that shit is gold. People's going like attach to that. People want to attach to that story. And I feel like if you're a talented artist, because there's a lot of artists out here who's talented, and there's like a lot of artists with talent who probably feel like, oh, I'm not getting as much recognition as this person because their music is bad, you know what I'm saying? And they just popping. Well, you gotta think about like, you know, just the image part, and not for it to be in a competition, but your music will go way, way further if you add like the vision and the imagery to the music. So that shit is very important. I know I'm good with making music. It's not that I'm like not practicing on it. I do practice on my music, but the image and everything, how people see me, how I do the videos, how like I do like the rollout, all that matter. You feel me? All of it.
So, question for both of y'all: what's y'all favorite part of music in general? Like making the music, going on tour, doing shows, like making a beat. Which one is it?
Yeah, I feel like for me, just making the music in my house. For real. Like, I don't know. It's everything about it, I guess, because you turn this shit into a career, and then I've been doing it for a long time as far as like making it a career, so I kind of just got used to just doing like everything that I'm doing. I consider it like a part of the career, whether it's like I'm making beats or like planning this or doing that. It's just, I don't know, I just like working like that.
For me, it's the creative expressionist, and that feeling of waking up the next morning after a packed out show. That's what it is for me.
That should feel good though. I ain't gonna lie. That should feel good.
Yeah.
I got one more question and then a closer. So basically, tell us what y'all got coming up. If y'all do want to tell it, like what people should look out for. And then if y'all got any artists y'all like to like just talk about, just put on, or just, you know what I mean? Both of y'all.
Shout out to the whole Baltimore. Shout out to the Basement Rap team. We got a lot of shit going on. I know Shido got a lot of DJ events going on in Baltimore, and DC too. It's to be announced, but go ahead, Shido.
You know, I got a lot of upcoming events. They kind of happening sporadically, but we taking them as we do, you know what I mean? I got a couple planned ones too, a couple possible residencies coming up, so we gonna see what happens. We got my man's art show coming up, you know what I mean? Shout out my boy Maurice, he part of the Bass and Rap team too. it's a vibe, man. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to JELEEL. Shout out to
JELEEL.
you know. Shout out to Wi-Fi God. Shout out to Perp. Just the whole tour, the everything, real raw. Yeah.
And I'm working on something. I'm working on a project. So that's coming out probably like late summer or the fall. And y'all gonna be expecting some singles soon. So yeah, I've just been doing that and just moving and shit like that. That's all I've been doing.
Got me the sweet thing, nigga, dance, my niggas do cheap things, need a witness, special in every lane, I'm a menace, used to be measuring like a chemist, now I do better things for a living.
Boy, MS3, turned into FILOTV now.
Word. Tell them what you do too.
Oh, I'm a visual artist, do painting, photography, visual work.
You did the covers for some of the joints?
Not the cover, but video, music video. Yeah, it's a visual artist, you know, MauriceScarlett.com.
Yo, what it is?
Hey, yo, it's BUTCH DAWSON, and you tuning in to FILOTV.